Hello, my name is Matthew King. I'm with Isudo Technology Solutions, and today we're going to talk to you about Office 365 and how to get started with setting up your Office 365 mailbox, configuring Outlook, and also the settings to get into configuring your mobile device for iPads, for iPhone, and Android. So here, Office 365, the first thing we want to do is log on to your Office 365 account. So the URL is portal.office.com. Now, depending on what you have, there are different accounts that you can use. Basically, your login ID is usually your your email address. The password is whatever your administrator gives to you. So here I'm logging in. For the first time, it's gonna just go through and put me onto, this is called their landing page. Their landing page has, the different apps that your subscription is allowed to access. In this case, I have the ability to, or the license to install Office 2016, and I have access to Outlook Webmail, Calendar, People, Yammer, OneDrive, SharePoint, other online tasks, and then probably the ones that you're most familiar with is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNotes. Sway is an online presentation software, booking, and store. This is the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. These are your Office web app. Just like your Outlook web app, these are Word online, Excel online, so you can collaborate and edit this document online without having to install on your local computer. So the next thing is, let's open up our email. Logging onto my webmail. So the first time it's going to load, it may take a while. You're going to have to, it's going to load all your messages from whatever was migrated or whatever is currently on there if this is just the first time you ever logged on to Office 365. Once you log in, for example, what I'm going to go to is just the basic of, okay, this is composing your email. Basic, attachment and send. You click on the two, it gives you the option to, and then if you want to BCC somebody, the option's right there. Now if I click on the two, it's going to go through my contact list and sort it out and show me all the items in my personal address book. Fortunately, I did not have anything at the moment, so I'm going to just cancel. But if you have personal contact or address book, it will show all your address book on there. So let's say I'm going to send an email to support@isudo.com. It looks on the directory there, support, and then subject and your regular information. Now, again, if you want to CC and BCC, you can click on that and get more details. The next thing I want to do is probably, your normal read and items, sent items and stuff are all here. Let's go to the settings, because that's probably where you want to get more information on how to configure your Outlook for your smartphone. Here I would click on Mail. On the app settings on the bottom here, as you can see, It takes me to my mail. Now that also allows me to set up, like, let's say auto reply. If I want to say out of office, if I'm going to be out of office, you can set it there. Message option, if you want to send your email, whether it's going to be automatically open the next item after you read it. The other thing is there's a lot of other settings like reply settings. These are configuration if you want to reply all, just reply to the only one person. If you have a device that you want to connect to using POP3 or Imap, the settings are right here. This is what you need to do to configure Imap. Outlook.office.com, the port number and the encryption method, or you use Imap. Now this is only needed if you have if you're not using an account that doesn't understand ActiveSync or Outlook. So let's go to the general setting. This is where probably the mobile device is where I want to highlight. As you can see in this section, if you have mobile devices that are connected to your mailbox, it would show up right here. Unfortunately, I don't have anything set up right now, but what I'm going to do is click on Learn More, and that's going to pop up an information on how to configure it. Since I don't have one, I want to learn how to configure it. So here, I have document on how to configure my mobile device. Depending on which device, I can pick Android, iOS, iPhone, or iPad, or Windows Mobile. Here's some of the details on what you can do on this page. So if, let's say, I have an iPhone, I click on that, it gets me more information. Whether you want to use the Outlook app for iOS or the built-in Mail app. And this has the instruction on how to configure that. So let's say your provider, depending on who your provider is, this is how you can get all the settings. In this case, we're going to be picking Office 365. Sorry, Office, we want to pick Office 365. So using Office 365, this is what you need to do. Is basically the settings would be your email. Select Exchange as your email into your email address, and then that's going to be your username. The server name will be automatically populated. If you're not sure, you can always try m.outlook.com or Office. This is another option for Imap. These are the different settings, but generally for ActiveSync, you can try to use m.office, M for mobile, like m.office.com. And if you have other devices that you want to configure, if you have a Mac, this is also settings for your Mac. The next thing I want to do is go back and look at configuring Outlook. Here I have my Outlook's mail settings in the control panel that I brought up. So this is probably my two existing email profile for Outlook 2016. I'm going to add one more account, test, or Exchange Online. So in this case, I'm going to use, now I'm going to change it back to do I'm going to change it to ETS admin and whatever accounts that you want to use it for. In this case, I'm going to use this example here. Enter my username and password. It's going to search for the mail server settings, and it's going to use a DNS record based on auto discover. It found it. Now it wants me to verify my username and password again. If you're not sure, again, your username and password, your username is usually going to be your email address. It's going to be slightly different from what from your Windows domain login information. So that's important to know, because otherwise, if you use like the old domain name password, it may not be the same unless you match them. So that's important to understand. So it doesn't like my password. Let me see what's going on. Fortunately, somehow I must have re-entered my password incorrectly. I'll come back to this. Let me check on the password and I'll enter it back in here. Once you have it set up, it should just look like your normal account, and the settings will look like this. Office 365, you do properties, you will get an account that looks like Exchange, and then you can see all the settings related to that if you want to see what it looks like. You can click on change to look at the settings, but if it works correctly, you shouldn't have to have any issue logging in. You should be able to see your account, and once you log in, it just enter your username and password. Alright, if you have any questions and still need help, contact us during our office hours, or call out our main number, or go to our website and contact us if you have our support plan. Thank you, and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.